In 2020, so many people refinanced their mortgages, including us. We refinanced our mortgage in spring 2020. It was a great option for us. It removed PMI. It switched us from an FHA to a conventional loan. It dropped our interest rate from 3.625 to 2.75. And it also changed our repayment plan from a 30-year to a 15-year, cutting off about 12 years automatically from the mortgage repayment plan. It's been really exciting to see so many people in my audience refinance as well, and today we're going to go over someone that refinanced and sent in their paperwork. They had a $300,000 loan and they refinanced it, so we're going to go over all of the closing costs on their refinance. So if you are refinancing and kind of in that price range, you'll get to see what you might expect from a refinance. This was a few months ago, so rates may be different now, and rates are always changing right now, but they are still at historic lows, and it is a very good time to refinance if it's something that's been on your to-do list, because you can get such a good rate and really change how much you're going to be paying on interest and just change the life of the loan that you have, which can be a really good financial decision if it fits your personal plan for your money. So let's hop into the paperwork of this $300K refinance and see what they had to spend and what they got in return, how their loan changed from the original loan to the new refinance loan and what that cost them. Here are the closing documents for a home mortgage refinance. The original purchase price of this property was $375,000. It is currently appraised for $385,000. The refinance was done in November of 2020, and the first payment started in the beginning of 2021. The loan amount that they refinanced was $305,000. The interest rate on this loan was 2.875%. Because rates have been so low, this was a great opportunity to refinance to a lower rate for the home that they were already in, and they got a 2.875 on a conventional 30-year mortgage. The monthly principal and interest payment for this home is $1,265.42. Then it shows here the projected payments that this family will be making. $1,265 is for the actual principal of the mortgage and the interest, and then $518.21 is the amount that's estimated for escrow to pay for property taxes, homeowners insurance, which is included in escrow. So the total estimated monthly payment for this home for a $385,000 appraised price is $1,783.63. For the closing costs on this refinance, they had total closing costs of $8,938.83. That included loan costs and other costs, which we will break down in the next page. And then cash to close, they actually got back $978.58. The next page is the closing cost details. This breaks down all of those $8,000 closing costs and shows you what actually you're paying. So the origination charges, which is what the bank charges you to create this new mortgage, was $1,195. That broke down into processing fees and underwriting fees. Then services that the borrower did not shop for were things that cost $267. That included getting the credit report pulled, flood certification for the home, and a technology fee. The next section shows services that the borrower did shop for, and that was $1,992.70, including the closing protection letter, document preparation, lender's title insurance, other closing fees, settlement fee, and title search abstract. So these are all things that are needed to create the loan, and they are necessary, but you can shop around for them. So the total loan cost, all of these categories together, was $3,454.70. The next section shows other costs, and that includes taxes and government fees that you have to pay to your county to make sure your mortgage is registered and recorded, and that was $418.45. Then the next section is prepaids. These are things that you have to prepay, like interest, before your loan actually kicks in when you're actually paying it. So this was $535.87. And then when you do start a new loan, you have to fund the escrow to pay for the homeowner insurance and property taxes. And if you have mortgage insurance, that as well. This is something that when you are doing a refinance, you'll get that money back from your previous company. They'll send you a check, but you do have to fund the new account. You can upfront do this, but most people just roll it into the mortgage, and this is $4,534.56. That breaks down to $982.31 for homeowners insurance for $140 a month. Then property taxes on this home are $377.88 for a month, so that total was $4,534, which is the bulk of this amount. Then there was an adjustment reimbursement for the homeowner's insurance. I am not sure actually if that is because they paid it or not. They did not send me that information, but the total for this amount on this loan was $4,534. At the bottom of this page, it will show you all the other costs that you pay as a borrower. So that was $5,488 for this mortgage refinance. And then it shows the total closing costs, which is the closing costs and all the lender credits and everything totaled up. For this loan, it was $8,938.83 for the refinance of this loan. The next page for refinance shows payoffs and amounts. So it shows their old mortgage of $295.82 being paid off to the previous lender, and then the new amount, the $305,000, is the previous loan balance, of course, and then all of the closing costs combined. So it shows you the exact amount for total payoffs, and then it moves down. This section at the bottom is calculating the cash to close, so it'll show you how much either you are going to pay at closing or how much you will get back at closing. As you can see here, this one changed from the estimate when they first got it, from owing $489 to getting back $978 from the actual company. So this is something that you'll just want to make sure all looks good and matches. This page goes over the loan disclosures and tells you things about the loan and things that you can and cannot do. There is a section here that talks about partial payment. So I talk a lot on my channel about making bi-weekly payments. So if you plan to do that, you need to definitely make sure you look at the partial payment section and make sure that you are allowed to make payments that are less than the full payment, and that does not accept any partial payments is not checked. On the right hand side of this page, it will kind of break down your escrow account, and it shows you how much you are expected to owe in escrow each year, then how much you are funding initially, and your monthly escrow payments. This next page is where you can see the loan calculations. So this will show you how much you're actually going to pay for this loan, and if you make all of the total payments for the full 30 years, you will be paying $459,543.12 for this home for the refinance. The finance charge on that amount will be $153,337, and then the amount financed is $302,214. Then the next two are the annual percentage rate, which is your cost over the loan term expressed as a rate. It's not your actual interest rate, and that is 2.946% for this home mortgage. And then the total interest percentage, which is the total amount of interest that you'll pay over the loan terms as a percentage of your loan amount, and that is 49.537%. So you're paying a lot of interest even with a low rate. I wanted to include these next two pages that this homeowner got just because you will get them as well. It shows you your first payment letter. So basically it'll tell you when your first payment is due. They got this loan in November of 2020 and their first payment was due January 1st of 2021. And then it breaks down the principal and interest, the estimated taxes, and then your property insurance. So the total payment is $1,783.63, which we saw in the beginning. Then it does have all of this information about the principal balance, the interest rate, and the prepayment penalty. And of course, when you refinance, you will get a new amortization schedule, and it will show you the first payment that you make, which for them will be $1,265 in the payment amount. The principal portion will be $534, and then interest in that first payment will be $730.73. So it's always nice to look and see in the beginning of your loan how much you're paying toward principal versus how much you're paying toward interest. They are definitely higher on interest in the beginning because that is how mortgages work, but it's good to see these numbers up front, especially if you're new to how mortgages work, because for a lot of people this can be a shock, which is why I like to share these videos, because it can be very overwhelming, and I've heard people call mortgages a scam, which they are obviously not, but you are going to be paying more interest up front in the beginning because that is how it works. It is front loaded, so you'll pay more interest in the beginning and less at the end. To see that in action, you can just flip to the final page of your amortization schedule where you're at the end of the 30 years and you're making those final payments. That final payment of $360, which is 30 years after you took out this loan, you can see that you are down to pretty much only paying principal and paying $3 in interest. So that's kind of how it works. You pay a lot of your interest up front, and then at the end you pay less because interest is daily on mortgages. So the more you pay up front, the less you pay in interest overall. So hopefully this was helpful and it was a good visual. So that's it for this loan closing costs video. They are so excited about their new loan. I've talked to them and they're very excited because this is kind of their forever home, or at least for the next 20 years they plan to stay there. And I hope this video was helpful for you if you are in that price range, or just kind of looking to see what the closing costs on a loan like this is. If you're refinancing, it can be very helpful to kind of go in prepared so you know when you're getting a good offer, because when you are shopping around for a refinance, you're going to get a lot of different offers. I got such a range of refinance offers. Some of them were not that great, but the company really pushes and acts like it's going to be the best deal. So seeing what is out there and what other people are getting can be really helpful, so you know that that company is kind of trying to pull one over on you or not. And hopefully this is helpful. I will be sharing more in the future, so make sure you subscribe if you like this video. I love sharing all of this information so people are more informed and feel more confident when they're making these big financial choices, because these are the choices that will impact your life the most. Skipping a latte might not really do much for you, but saving tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars on your mortgage, that will definitely change your life. So make sure you are paying attention to the big things and researching them, and learning and watching videos like this can do it.